How's it going? How's it going? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Guts.Clout.Carnage. My name is Siphon. It's that time. Get your coffee, get your water, get your OJ, stay hydrated, sit back, and let's get into it. So, the San Antonio Spurs led for 72% of the 2026 NBA Finals. Double-digit leads in every single game. Led or tied in the final 2 minutes of every game. Lost 4, and every outlet right now is writing the same piece. Spurs too young, Wemby not ready, clutch gene missing, dynasty on hold. But nobody is asking the real question. What if the Spurs didn't collapse and Jalen Brunson specifically took it from them every single time? Because those are two very different stories, and only one of them tells you just what happened. Before we get into the take, let's put the numbers on the table. The Spurs won all 5 quarters of the series by a combined 57 points. Now let that land. They were the better team in the first quarter of every single finals game, but they lost 4 of 5. Game 2, Spurs up double digits, lost by 1. Game 3, Spurs won. Game 4, Spurs up 29 at halftime, lost by 1 on a tip-in with 1.2 seconds left. Largest comeback in NBA Finals history. Game 5, Spurs up 16 on their home floor in a closeout game, lost by 4. Therefore, the easy narrative writes itself. Young team, clutch gene missing, Wemby not ready. The Spurs choked. Here's what that narrative skips entirely. The Knicks didn't just survive those leads. They came back the same way every time. Same player, same reads, same quiet devastation, and the Spurs had no answer for it across 5 games on the biggest stage they've ever been on. That's not a collapse story, that's a Brunson story. Now let's talk about what Jalen Brunson just did, because I don't think even the NBA has completely fully processed it yet. 45 points on the road in a title clinching game. Only the 4th player in NBA history to do that. Michael Jordan, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bob Pettit, and now a 6'1" accountant from New Jersey who wasn't supposed to be the centerpiece of a championship team. But the Game 5 number isn't the most interesting part of this. In games 1 through 3, Brunson averaged 27.3 points on 37% shooting. Inefficient, inconsistent, but the Knicks won Game 1, won Game 2 by 1 point, and lost Game 3. He was not the reason they won those games. OG Anunoby was arguably the better player through all 4 games. Therefore, what Brunson did in games 4 and 5 wasn't a star carrying his team. It was a killer recognizing the moment and shifting gears at exactly the right time. 36 points and 7 assists in the 29-point comeback. 45 points with 15 of them in the 4th quarter. But here's what makes him genuinely different from just a scorer. He took a reported $113 million pay cut in 2024, voluntarily, to give the Knicks the flexibility to keep OG Anunoby and acquire the pieces around him. He understood that his value wasn't in his contract number, it was in what winning required. And he's the first player in NBA history to win MVP honors in the finals, the conference finals, and the NBA Cup in the same run. The league hasn't given Brunson his proper place in the hierarchy yet, but after this, that conversation is overdue. Now let's flip to the Spurs side, because the "they choked" take is too simple and it disrespects what actually happened. The Spurs didn't randomly fall apart in the clutch. They got picked apart by a player who understood exactly what he was looking at. Here's what Wemby was doing in crunch time. In the playoffs, he was shooting 25% on long mid-range jumpers, the worst mark of any player over the last 8 postseasons, with at least 35 such attempts. But he kept going back to that shot when the game was on the line. Contested long twos with the game hanging. In Game 2, Wemby had the ball with a chance to push for the win. turned it to Stephen Castle, straight into his back, then fouled Brunson on the next possession. Foul shots, Knicks win by 1. In Game 4, up 29 at halftime, but in the second half, the Spurs stopped attacking the rim, settled for jumpers, lost track of Anunoby's physicality, and watched Brunson go into a different gear in the fourth quarter. Therefore, the 29-point lead was gone before they understood what was even happening. And De'Aaron Fox, who was supposed to be the veteran anchor of this team in crunch moments, was, by most accounts, the worst player on the floor across the entire series. The argument being that if Fox plays average, the Spurs win even with everything else going wrong. None of that is Wembanyama's fault. He's 22. This was his first finals. And after Game 5, he said something that told you everything about how he processed this. This is the biggest lesson of my life, the biggest learning moment. I don't think we could have learned more in one playoff run. That's not a broken player. That's a generational talent, filing every single mistake away. So here's where I actually land on both questions. Everyone is asking, is Brunson top 5? I'm going to say something that's going to maybe bother some people. The top 5 conversation in the NBA has always been built around size, athleticism, highlight plays, the things that are easy to see. But Brunson's game is built on something a little bit harder to see. Reads, angles, timing, understanding exactly what a defense is giving him before they give it. 45 points in a road closeout, $113 million pay cut, first triple MVP in league history across 3 competitions, a series where he was inefficient for 3 games and then surgically dismantled the Spurs when it mattered most. But here's the honest counter. His regular season numbers don't put him in that conversation. He's not the best player on the floor most nights against the best teams. And the Curry comparison is real. Brunson got grace in games 1 through 3 that Steph never got in 2015 despite comparable inefficiency. Therefore, my take, Brunson isn't top 5 yet. He's top 8 and he's climbing. What separates him from the players above him isn't skill, it's that he hasn't proven he can do this against the best version of the best teams over multiple runs. One series doesn't make a hierarchy, but it absolutely starts the argument. And on the Spurs, they didn't choke. They ran into a team with a player who is uniquely designed to hunt exactly the kind of leads they were building. Young teams protect leads by running the clock and trusting their stars. But when your star is 22 and making mid-range decisions under pressure for the first time, Brunson is the exact wrong player to be defending a lead against. The Spurs will be back. The scariest part of the rest of the league is what Wemby just said after the final buzzer. He's treating this loss like coursework. You don't want to be in the finals against a player who just spent 5 games studying exactly how he lost. Now, drop it in the comments. Is Brunson top 5 right now? Or does he need another run to actually earn that? And do you think the Spurs come back to the finals within 3 years? I want to know what you have to say about it. Where do you land on it? Like, comment, share, subscribe. New episodes every week. And once again, this is Guts.Clout.Carnage. My name is Siphon. Take care of yourselves. Peace.